right, y'all, today we got the Charlie Kirk allegations keep getting worse. It's been a few days since we've had an update on this whole Charlie Kirk situation, man. I know it's made a lot of people upset. There's a lot of controversy in the air. So let's get right into the video and see what's going on. Make sure you guys tap into my Berto 2 channel. We're going to be dropping some new content over there very, very soon, and I can't wait to bring it to y'all. I love y'all so much. Where you at, family? Y'all already know what it is. Berto 2, Berto 2, Berto 2. Link in the description. Let's get right into it.
Where you at, Berto?
I made this shit look sweet.
Say what you want about Candace Owens, but she done woke some ish up today, man. See, we were told the Charlie Kirk murder investigation was about wrapped up and over with. We found a shooter, we found a motive, we found a confession in a text message. It was over. We got it. But Candace Owens dusted off that podcast mic, turned on that camera, and said, nah, not quite. And Candace Owens, little old Candace Owens, have now sparked the investigation to be reopened by the FBI. Now, Cash Patel is admitting that all the pieces ain't quite together yet, and they are expanding their investigation based on evidence that Candace Owens have released.
Shit.
This is absurdity. On her podcast, she's seen the unseen footage from the back. Charlie Kirk's team got possession of the back camera footage that his team removed the memory card from when the incident happened. Candace Owens seen the footage, and she came on her podcast and reported, hey, I seen it from the back. There's no exit wound. There's no blood. It's not gory at all. You would think Charlie didn't get shot if you see the back footage.
What?
That's suspicious.
Really?
And so out of a loyalty to Erica, he also doesn't want to give more footage to the
Hold on, wait. This is starting to sound like some conspiracy theory type shit. What the fuck? Let's just lock in. Let's just lock in.
the internet. But I said, look, I'm not going to publish it. I just want to see it. And I think you should let me see that because people trust me. They know that I'm very serious about this. I don't care about anything right now other than figuring out who killed Charlie Kirk. So in the short run, he agrees that rather than send the footage, he will get onto a FaceTime call with me and he will show me the footage on his computer. He did that and I watched the footage and I'm going to tell you what I saw. And to the people specifically, the people that are in the military, people that know weapons, I'm telling you this because you might be able to add more color or more clarity here. What you would expect to see. If given the weapon that they have said did this, the bullet they have said did this, I don't know anything about any of this. So I'm just telling you what I saw, okay? First and foremost, there is nothing gory about this shot at all.
Wow.
And so again, I am still going to work with him to get me the footage so that I think it should be shared. There's nothing gory about this footage from the back. The thing that really stood out to me, and I just kept asking him to replay it over and over and over again, is that there's no blood. There's no blood.
Again, and I don't know if you guys have seen the footage. I'm sure you have. I mean, it's all over Twitter. That paints a completely different story because the footage that is on Twitter, I mean, if you have a weak stomach, it would ruin your day, just to say the least.
From the back, there is no blood. So I think a lot of people were wondering whether or not that bullet pierced and went out to the back. I think I vaguely even remember, and Skylar, you can maybe live look this up, but like I thought the feds were saying they were looking for a bullet at some point, which is now very alarming to me. I don't understand that. How could they have been looking for a bullet? Because if I'm not seeing, and there isn't, I'm telling you, what happens in the front is not what happens in the back at all. Mm-hmm. If I'm not seeing any blood, what are we to take from that?
A lot of y'all are probably asking yourselves, he was shot and killed. Why do the exit wound matter? Because the exit wound tells a huge part of this story that's missing. It actually will confirm whether or not Tyler Robinson was really the shooter, if he acted alone or if there were other shooters. Because this story that this inexperienced kid who found his grandpa rifle, went to the roof
from 200 meters away, gang. Like, we not talking about just from the crowd, lucky shot once. Like, yo, remember, if you guys remember from our first initial reaction, we were painting the picture like, yo, whoever did this had to be some sort of professional. There's no way you just pick up a weapon like that, couple weeks of shooting at some eggs, and then you hitting a shot like that just one time, one attempt. It's crazy.
150, 200 feet away, had a bullseye hit on Charlie's neck directly, was able to assemble and reassemble in seconds and get away scotch-free, and was in the clear until his father turned him in. That story is probably just as unbelievable as the response to Candace Owens that Andrew Colvin did. Now, Andrew Colvin, close friend of Charlie Kirk, we knew Andrew for a while now. PR for Turning Point, maybe. Well, he responded back to Candace Owens. Now, you know Candace Owens is waking some things up when they issue a response this quickly. So the response, though, is even more unbelievable and has opened up a wide range of questions to where even the diehard Charlie supporters ain't buying nothing coming out of Turning Point right now. So Andrew Colvin wrote, I want to address some of the discussions about the lack of an exit wound with Charlie. I'm usually not interested in delving into most of this kind of online chatter, and I apologize, this is somewhat graphic, but in this case, the fact that there wasn't an exit wound is probably another miracle, and I want people to know. Listen, man, people believe in Jesus Christ, okay? But at this point, it feels like manipulation. At this point, it feels like y'all playing on people's beliefs, bruh. I just spoke with the sergeant who worked on Charlie in the hospital. He says, absolutely should have gone through, which is very normal for a high-powered, high-velocity round, you don't say? I've seen wounds from this caliber many times, and they always just go through everything. This would have taken down a moose or two down. This would have taken down two moose back to back.
Yeah, that don't make no sense, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
This would have taken down two. If mooses were together like this back.
Not even trying to be funny, unless this nigga got goddamn Wolverine bones in his body, like that don't make no sense, bro.
The back. That shot would have killed both of them. An elk. But it didn't go through Charlie Kirk's neck. Why?
Interesting.
Why? Well, he has a perfect explanation, okay? I mentioned to his doctor that there were dozens of staff, students, and special guests standing directly behind Charlie on the other side of the tent, and he replied, it was an absolute miracle that someone else didn't get killed. His bones were so healthy and the density was so impressive.
Bro, that's what I just said. I'm not even trying to be funny. This nigga must have had, what's it called? For all my X-Men people, was it adamantium in the nigga in his goddamn bones? That's the only way that makes sense.
That he's like the Man of Steel. It should have just gone through and through. It likely would have killed those standing behind him too. In the end, the coroner did find the bullet just beneath the skin. Even in death, Charlie managed to save the lives of those around him.
Yeah, no, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, again, if you're a Charlie Kirk supporter, I'm sure this is music to your ears as far as like, yeah, he's Superman even in death, but it's like, my nigga, that don't make no sense, bro. This is painting a different story for sure.
Nobody is buying this, man. Nobody is buying this. Not even the diehard Christians who showed up for Charlie Kirk's funeral. This statement was released a day before Charlie Kirk's funeral. They asked everybody in line, yo, you think Tyler Robinson was a shooter? Everybody said no. Wow. Because of this inconsistency. Of course there was an exit wound. Of course there was.
Damn, bro, this is crazy. This is like, I'm still kind of starting to feel like, not to be on some conspiracy theory shit, but some type of professional might have been paid off for some higher up. Because what the fuck are y'all talking about right now?
but they don't want to let us know what the exit one is or where it was, because that would tell us the shot came from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Maybe Tyler Robinson was a part of this, but the shot came from somewhere else. The trajectory of the shot created an exit wound probably somewhere else on the body. And they're trying to conceal that and hide that. And as Candace Owens would say, now this is not my theory, Candace Owens believed that people around Charlie betrayed him. I wouldn't go that far without concrete evidence or proof, but this don't make sense at all.
So I was in line with people for 3 hours talking to all the folks. And they were Christians, and they were happy, and they had families, and they were lovely people. And I started talking to them. And they were happy and prayerful, and none of them that I spoke to believed that the shooter that they got and have arrested actually did it. And they are
the War Room Posse, it's 0%.
they were angry.
Same with our chat.
They don't need that. They don't, not saying this guy's not a bad guy and an evil guy.
Right.
But they think something, and this is why Kash Patel did announce today that the FBI has officially expanded the investigation.
The same FBI, by the way, who told us the shooter was 2 other different people until they settled on Tyler Robinson, has then told us, no, they're now expanding their investigation. The FBI's new response to this should be more cause to pause and say, yeah, something nefarious is going on here. Something much deeper is going on here. So Kash Patel, the director of the FBI with more resources and law enforcement than anyone else on the planet, is now announcing he's changing the trajectory of their investigation based on new evidence that apparently Candace Owens had access to, but not them, excuse me. So Kash Patel put, as the director of the FBI, I am committed to ensuring the investigation into Charlie Kirk's assassination is thorough and exhaustive, pursuing every lead to its conclusion. The full weight of America's law enforcement agencies are actively following the evidence that has emerged, but our efforts extend beyond initial findings. We are examining every facet of this assassination. We are meticulously investigating theories and questions, including the location from where the shot was taken, the possibility of accomplices, the text message confession and related conversations, discourse chats, the angle of the shot and bullet impact, how the weapon was transported, hand gestures observed as potential signals near Charlie's at the time of his assassination, and visitors to the alleged shooter's residence in the hours and days leading up to September 10th, 2025. If you guys watch the shooting footage, which I can't show on YouTube, there's a man who was tipping his hat, like he was seconds before Charlie was shot and killed. Now, the investigation that was damn near closed a few days ago has now been reopened because of Candace Owens. But it continues, okay? Some details are known today, while others are still being pursued to ensure every possibility is considered. Our primary focus is to complete this investigation and deliver justice. To protect the integrity of the investigation and subsequent prosecution, we cannot release every piece of information we have to the public right now. We will ensure every question is addressed at the appropriate moment regarding specific details, such as questions about the plane that allegedly turned off its transporter after departing from an airport near the assassination site. We can share updates when answers are confirmed. After interviews with the pilot and consultation with the FFA, we determined the transponder was not turned off. Incomplete flight data in rural areas caused the apparent gap. The FBI mourns the loss of Charlie Kirk. We would not rest until justice is served, and our investigation into this assassination will continue until every question is answered.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. This is something deeper is going on. It almost, again, shit, I'm almost scared to even speak, but little old me, hopefully, you know, I'm not raising any red flags, but are the FBI in on this or something? Is everybody just purposely behind the scenes like, yeah, we you know, this was a part of the plan? Again, I don't mean to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but niggas tipping their hats and shit moments before the bro. Man, what y'all think, bro? Nah, like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of speechless.
Now, that's fine, that's great, that's dandy. But my question would have been, why did it take Candace Owens to wake this up? Like, why did it take?
Yeah.
Like, how?
And again,
a
it's
civilian
like
have information that you?
It's definitely, You know what I'm saying? Just even that. A civilian was able to get information that y'all niggas already have access to, and she's piecing together something that makes way more sense. Yo, this weapon is powerful enough to shoot through goddamn 2 massive animals. And you telling me Charlie Kirk is just Superman? That shit just blip. He's saving niggas' lives in death? That don't make sense. That's like 1 in a billion chances. But even then, it's like it damn near never gonna happen. I don't know, bro. It's like we can just sit here and wave our hands and be like, coincidence. But you know what they say, man? It smell like a duck, it sound like a duck, motherfucker. It's probably a damn duck. It's quacking, nigga. Something fishy's going on.
You guys don't have. I'm not buying that at all. And I'm damn near not buying the fact that Charlie Kirk's neck was made out of steel, which is why there's not
even them saying that is crazy.
An exit wound. Now, somebody did an actual demonstration of exactly what type of damage that particular weapon will cause. And here's what they had to say.
Hunt out there and know exactly what a 30-06 round does to an elk skeleton or bone. We're not dumb. This ain't going to work. This man of steel, his bone density. Let's talk about this, okay? Let's talk about some things a 30-06 can do. From out to about 400 to 500 yards, a 30-06 can penetrate elk bone. Why is that significant? Elk bone is significantly more dense and strong than human bone. Why? Because elk get up to almost 1,000 pounds. And so the bone has to be extremely dense to carry that much weight. Now, let's compare it to human, okay? Well, for one, let's talk about where Charlie got.
A human could goddamn break their leg stepping off the stairs wrong.
Shot. He got shot here in the carotid. If that did hit a vertebrae in his neck, let's understand that neck vertebrae is some of the most fragile bone in the human body. Yeah. Because it's so flexible to handle what we do with our neck. So what they're telling you is a 30-06 round.
Nah, bro.
Which can blow through elk bone, was stopped by Charlie Kirk's neck and
arguably the most flexible, damn near cartilage. Y'all know what cartilage is. The shit that's in your ear that makes your ear flexible and bend. The part of the bones in our body that's damn near as close as cartilage was made out of steel. Nigga, that bullet is going through walls, gang.
A vertebrae. If you believe that, God bless your little heart.
Wow.
Now let's look at this actual ballistics test. All right, so we're going to watch a video from U.S. Overwatch. He just put out this a day ago. Very good video. Let's check it out.
Oh, my God. YouTube, please don't cook me for this. Come on, man.
I'll put his link in the pinned comment and description if you want to watch the whole video.
So our first shot will be a cold bore shot, and we will just see what kind of results we are able to duplicate.
All right, so he's got some very thick bone here across the strap of this dummy. Obviously, this would be far thicker and stronger than a human vertebrae in the neck. Let's see what this 30-06 rounds does to it. Wow. All right, from this angle, as you can see here. Huh. Not only does it go through that bone, it explodes the bone, blows through the dummy. Also, as we'll see here in a second, blows through the wall behind it.
Like we did kind of also.
Oh my God. Look at that. That looks like a mini crater.
Bone stood no chance against a 30 caliber round traveling at that high of a velocity. So now we're going to give it reset it back up and put the ballistic plate in front of it and see if we can't duplicate that shot as well.
Right now, he actually shoots a ballistic plate with 30-06 round.
Oh my God.
Destroys the plate.
How many more questions do there have to be before we say, yo, y'all not telling the truth, man? Something doesn't make sense. Now, I don't have to answer. I don't know what the truth is. I don't know where this shot came from. I don't know the angle. I'm not a trajectory expert. That's the job of the FBI, apparently, if they were to do their job, even though they've been doing their job horribly during this entire investigation. This entire investigation has been botched. Now, Candace Owens has her own theory of exactly how she believes or what she believes took place that day. Now, her theory is a little bit loony. I must admit, okay? It's a little bit loony. But at this point, if she's been right about everything up until this point, then who are we to second guess or question or call her, a loony if she's been right the whole time? It seems like the FBI is crazy, not Candace.
There was a massive pipeline that was almost exactly behind where Charlie was sitting. Here's that maybe it's a water pipeline. I don't know, but there it is under the flag. And to your right, I went into my tips line and I saw that somebody had messaged me about this. More than one person messaged me about this. They're like, hey, yeah, there's like a whole underground thing there. And to your right, you're observing those two little boxes. And they told me that was a trap door. Now, I'm not implying someone, popped up and shot Charlie, but that's a close up of that area. I'm just implying that there's an entire underground there. And I remember when I looked at the footage, I felt like it was coming up. I don't know anything about ballistics. I'm not an expert.
Yeah.
But if there was a hatch door nearby, then we can assume, as we should always assume with colleges, obviously stadiums, there's always an underground path. So I'm wondering if the federal government has explored the possibility that somebody could have been under Charlie and done that while everyone's looking around and thinking that a shot went off from here, if that was just maybe like decoy number 2 and actually Charlie was shot from beneath him, which then could maybe explain why there was no exit wound. Again, I'm theorizing because I have a right to. I have a right to think. And that is interesting to me. Where does it go? Where do the tunnels underneath UVU lead to, right? That's an interesting question. Maybe everyone's looking up when we should be looking below.
At this point, crazy or not, follow every lead she got, man. Follow every lead Candace always got, bro. If Candace always says investigate the holes on it, investigate it, bro. At this point, and this might sound crazy, Candace Owens is probably the only person I trust when it comes to this Charlie Kirk murder investigation. Because so far, she's been pretty accurate about a lot.
Yeah.
All right? Y'all let me know.
Word, man. Hey, man. That's the update. Well, y'all let me know what y'all think, bro. This is very crazy. One thing we do know for sure, I don't think the brother that they got in custody right now is the one that maybe he's affiliated. I don't know. I don't want to say too much because at the end of the day, I don't know. I'm not an expert, but what I do know is I got some common sense between these eyeballs, my nigga, and what we just saw proves that the story that they trying to tell us don't make no sense. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comment section, man. Where you at, family? You already know what it is. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.